Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, if you have not turned in your release forms, I need those back today, so check your folders. There's not one in there, I will get you one. So, just make sure you get those back today. I wanted to do, and I hope you guys do not mind, I typed out my opening prayer. I do better if I can read it. So let's start out with opening prayer, okay? Dear Heavenly Father, bless this food that we are going to prepare today. May this food bring health and vitality to whoever eats it. Bless its ingredients, and may it nourish and comfort all those who eat of it. Multiply your blessings and add no trouble to our blessings. May this food, when prepared, strengthen us in our love and service to you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. So I do have a few more handouts, and you'll get these every time probably. So I'm going to get these out. And this is just going to be a really quick one. Because I want to get into the milk. We now have certain social media accounts. I know some of you don't really do it, and that's fine, But I want to make sure you have it available. You also have Kathy and I's phone number if you were to need it. You obviously don't need it.
He's got memorized.
And we're doing two different, we're going to do this two different ways. Because we are going into the winter months, we're doing a one-on-one video, which will be on YouTube and Facebook, which will be more of a hands-on, step-by-step instructional video. In case you get home, you're a little nervous, and you're like, oh, did I do this right, or am I forgetting this step? So with everything we teach, we're going to have the one-on-one. And then we're going to do the class video. So whoever misses class, actually, they get to hear the laughter or the comments or the questions. And so it's kind of a double whammy, but there's a reason why we're doing it like that, okay? So anyway, so you have that information. If you have any problems finding it, let Heather and I know, and then we'll help you out with that. And so a couple here. There's that. He didn't have a release form in his folder. They're in that gray tote. I'll give you a set.
It'll be the first time.
Yeah. So this first one is a little overwhelming, but it really isn't as much as it looks written down on paper. But these steps we are going to do every single time, no matter what, because the more we do these steps, it's implemented it's in your brain, and if you get distracted or interrupted, it's just going to be so much easier if you just continue practicing these steps. So, does anybody have any questions right now on this paper? Okay. The second one you're going to see is a disastrous kitchen. And unfortunately, I couldn't give it to be a colored copy. But this is when we talk about safety. This is the reason why we talk about safety. And why it's so important we do all the steps all the time. One of my friends sent this to me, and I was absolutely horrified. You see all that food up on her ceiling. I mean, not only is she going to have to replace her stove, her hood, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. So I wanted to make sure that I thought, that's going to be a great example for class, why we're so strong on safety.
And the perfect example, what to do. My particular favorite is the lid in the ceiling.
Yes. I've heard of that.
So what could possibly have went wrong here? For the people that pressure can? Maybe the wrong weight? Maybe,
Or they didn't
Or
watch
this,
it.
or this lid wasn't sealed on the thing.
They probably didn't watch it and it went too high.
Yeah.
so it could have been a game of things.
Right. And we don't have an idea from the picture what they were trying to can, so.
No.
No?
What's up on the
It
ceiling?
could have
so-
been the wrong kind of food in the first place in the cans.
Yeah.
Been very basic.
Yeah. If she'd added too much water or not enough water, would that have happened?
I don't think so.
No?
It would be more of a mechanical than the water. Because I don't think the water was too low, it wouldn't start to bounce and you wouldn't catch the oscillations, right, Faye? In the,
Oscillations?
when the thing starts
Oh, when it's like Morocco?
starts rocking.
We're gonna learn all this.
Well,
And
yeah,
I'm gonna learn right along with you because I don't know anything about pressure
By
tank.
listening to how hard it's rocking.
And then, this next picture, I want everyone to look at this, and this is another reason why we are doing art class. This is dehydrated oranges. There's probably 2 per jar. I want everyone to look down at the cost of that. That's 2 oranges that someone's dehydrated, and you're paying $24 for that. Yeah,
Is that picture taken local?
no. This, I think, is, in Kentucky, in, Louisville, I believe. It's Louisville, Kentucky. So, and then your next one, in the video and today, we're going to be talking a little bit about thermal shock. And that is going to be that first diagram that you see on the picture. And thermal shock, and we've already went over it a little bit in the introduction class, but just to touch base on it, especially today, thermal shock is when you take something cold and you put it into something hot, and you shock that system, and you run the risk of breaking your jars. So today, this is all cold pack. Everything's cold. We're starting out everything cold. There's nothing warm. Even our canners. We decided that we're going to do the electric water bath canners. And that's going to take a little bit to get up to the heat, but that's okay. We'll have good fellowship. We'll have some snacks as it rises up. But we're going to do this very slowly so we don't have thermal shock. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay. So we've done that. You can have the samples now if you'd like, or you can wait until everything starts processing. That is perfectly fine. If you have no questions, we can actually get into hands-on. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to wash our hands. Okay. So kitchen sink, there's soap there. We want to, everybody wash their hands.
Everybody knows 20 seconds of friction between the fingers, right? We need that out there.
Sing happy birthday.
Compliments of COVID.
Yeah, everybody knows that, huh?
I don't think it's, and it's also teaching us, teaching to unteach ourselves, to have to unlearn some things. Yet we tried to mark them so that you would know the whole milk versus becomes like the evaporated, and the 2% becomes the full. But that's our attempt at trying to make it known what you got, but you can have your own method. So.
All right. Gwen, what did you bring? Did you bring the 2%? I don't think it matters. I think it looks like they're both the same.
Well, mine wasn't.
Oh, you know what? That is, it would have been best earlier. No, this is the 18.
This is 28.
Looks like it's all good.
This one,
Yeah.
was that?
Let's do this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you sure?
Was I,
No, Bruce and I bought a whole gallon, because
Oh,
we're just,
okay.
you know.
Pigs.
Yeah, mine
Well,
would
we
have
just
been
gotta
watered
have
down.
one.
It should still be good.
Bruce, you wanna come on this side? That gives you more room. Are you good? Do you wanna do it? Okay, okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just gonna pour it up to our 1-inch headspace. And your 1 inch is always at the bottom of the threads, okay?
Oh,
If you
okay.
ever have a problem on your debubbler, these little grooves tells you what your headspace is.
Okay.
So this is your 1 inch. So you would turn it obviously inside the jar. And so,
Rest on the top.
yeah, anything you put in will rest on this.
Right there.
So,
Okay.
That's
and it just goes,
a deep.
Okay.
okay? I typically will always do a 1 inch on anything I can. Because I don't like the pitting. It's a safer for me.
Yeah.
And you can actually use these too.
Did I get that too full?
Did you make it?
Yep.
A little bit more, which one? Just about empty.
What happens if it's below the 1 inch?
You never want to go. You never want to go below. You always want your jar to be completely full, up to the headspace.
Yeah.
Because you run the risk of your food spoiling after you've worked all. It pushes all the air out.
Yeah.
It's a better
Okay.
canning process.
Add a little bit more.
Okay.
Well,
we'll
we
see
might need that
how
though, because
close
we still have to
he gets.
debubble. So we're gonna debubble
Oh, okay.
it.
Oh, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Maybe.
See how close to a gallon they gave us. Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, you got it, Shirley.
And it's the one up here. It goes down just a tiny little bit.
Well, you're probably
in
going
the
to be
bubbles.
topping it off anyway after we debubble. So I
That
think
one
it's-
could use a little more.
okay. So let's debubble first,
Oh, debubble
and then you can
first.
top it off. So just take your little. You can do a butter knife. You can use anything to bring the bubbles up from the bottom.
Not a pin.
Well, she just said bring them up, so it's okay if they're at the top.
Thank you.
Okay. And then you can top it off from there after you debubble.
Oh, that one. Need more, Bruce?
Yeah, I just need one.
Debubble again?
I've never debubbled something before.
I never knew either.
I mean, you probably have, you just haven't called it that.
I have done like red beets or something, I try to get it down in there, but liquids I never.
Okay, so the most important thing when you get home or you get into this canning and we get into the other things, when we clean the rims, especially with dairy, we do not want to use vinegar because that vinegar will contaminate the milk and it will cause it to curdle. So this is probably the one and only time we will not use vinegar to clean the top of our jars. Okay, so anytime you do dairy, don't use the vinegar. Just use a wet paper towel. So what we're gonna do, or a wet cloth, it's whatever you wanna do. I always go around the top. You wanna make sure you get everything off the top because that's how if anything's interrupting or in between the seal, it is not going to seal to your jar. But I also wipe down into the thread of the jar because I'm overly cautious. So
The other technique I want to add to you doing it that way, she's doing a continuous wipe around and not trying to come back and repeat, because if you do pick up anything, you're actually spreading it around and undoing what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So that one fluid movement all the way around.
I need one more. So I'll give that one to you and
Thank you.
Pam,
And
I'll
if you
give you another.
forgot, if you forgot, because you're doing the next level of the rind, just do another towel. Rather than risk all of that.
Here you go. Okay, thank you. And the one step that we didn't do, and which I apologize for, always check your jars for cracks, chips.
Chips on the top.
Yeah, and they were already cleaned and good to go, so that's a very important step as well. So you always want to check them because sometimes they'll bang together and you'll get a little chip out of it, and it's... Okay, so the next step we're going to do is we're going to take our rings, our seals and our rings, and you're going to place the seal on top of your jar, and you're going to put the ring on fingertip tight only. So you want it on there to where stuff can't really spill out, but you want to be able to allow the steam and the heat to come up from under that lid when it's canning. So fingertip tight only.
And we wanted to do the reminder here, because some of us have had to unlearn that with the new lids, you don't heat them first, because you actually take out some of their rubberized element, where in the past, and if you look at the box now as you buy them, it tells you no need to heat and use. But if you were grown up with a grandmother that taught you otherwise, that's the first unlearning we're doing with this.
Yes.
Except the lids.
We always go as tight as we could go.
Yeah, we always put lids in
and
them.
then back a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
After it had soaked.
Yeah. Well, we just don't want your lids to buckle, and then it's detrimental. So I'm gonna check everybody's. You could go just a tad bit more though, okay? All right, so that's all. And we're gonna put them in the canners. And then we're gonna turn on the canners.
I've never seen a canner like that.
I'll let you guys put them in. So each canner holds 7.
Do we
Oh,
mark
you know
them?
what we need to do? We need to mark them. I apologize. You can put your initials or
Where do you want it? Any place?
right here on the lid, yeah. It's a push like a pin. There you go.
I didn't follow instructions on that one, sorry. There.
I've seen a marker that's a push-in.
Yeah, those are pretty handy. I saw them.
Yeah.
Faye, can I put yours in? Okay.
You are official pot stirrers.
That's not what she calls me at home.
Oh, well.
You
So
answer.
do we want just 4 in each one?
No, what we're going to do is we never ever want to do a water bath canner without it having all the jars. So what we're gonna do is, we can do more if people wanna do more to fill the canner up. Or we can actually put, empty jars full of water and the water.
Pseudo. Yeah.
Or pseudo water.
Okay, do we have 7 there? Or we have 1?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Then I'll take some water off the top here.
It's kind of floating, isn't it? What's it doing?
So what do you think we could do? What for milk wise we could do one?
Yeah, here, we can finish
can
this
combine
one.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see if we, how many more jars we get before we fill water.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Well, they're gonna finish the milk we've got. How's that? We'll see how far we get with the milk.
We gotta figure out how to get salt to color.
How many more jars do you need?
Ice cream topping? But you don't put it in, you don't put the bread in until you bring it upstairs.
Yeah. Oh, no, for the hot ones, yeah, for the water, the filled water ones, you put lids and caps on them.
No, you don't need to. You just gotta fill them with water because they'll float in your canner.
If we've got room, why don't we use them?
We can.
I mean, I don't
we
care,
can.
cause
Yeah.
but it seems a
Do you-
waste of water.
Do you wanna grab, you and Pam can grab a few more jars and we can fill them up and then.
Yeah, if you fill them with water, I'll carry it on.
And you're okay mixing them?
That sounds like a deal.
And we still have to put the
good.
lids on them.
No, she said no, they could be, they'll fill in from once above the water.
Okay. And these will just be an experiment as to how thick they get.
Exactly.
So we only need 3 more jars.
I hate to see anything go to waste.
See how close we get.
Close enough, I think.
We can always add a tiny bit.
Well, we can see what happens when it's not full. Or not. No.
Are there pints downstairs? Are there a couple more pints downstairs? Maybe we could get.
No, that wouldn't be quite 2 pints either.
Yeah. Do we have any in here we can borrow?
Well, we could do 1 pint, couldn't we?
Yeah, open one
And
and we
then
can do it.
Bruce will drink the rest. How's that?
Yeah, there you go. But we brought, some that we were gonna use with the snacks, so we can open that one up, pour it out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rob Peter to pay Paul, or we can bleed Robin Hood.
Yeah.
September 29th.
September 29th?
September?
It's a month and a half.
Yeah,
Well,
that's not even October 29th.
That could be an
Right.
experiment, what happens if
We're
If
making
it's-
buttermilk?
Yeah, I know, right?
More vinegar and we are on our way.
Because I questioned because mine was just over,
Yeah.
and then the
I wondered that was
1%.
just brought in, I just threw
We
everything out
switched
by date.
to whole milk a while ago, and the whole milk lasts so much longer in the refrigerator than the
Yeah.
skim milk or the, yeah.
Just
The
need
whole
to
milk
eliminate
lasts.
Yeah,
We bought the 2% before. Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
So what's that become?
This is the one that becomes the heavy. This is half and half, so that'll be
Like a heavy whipping
Like a
cream.
like heavy cream.
it'd be more
Because
of
the
a.
rest of it is
I
full.
wonder if you could
Yeah.
whip it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could
All
you
right, so
whip
we
it?
wanna
Good try.
So it's a whole half and half
Right.
plus,
Yeah. A plus.
cubed,
Yeah.
square.
Yeah. So we'll debubble, we'll wipe the rims, I'll leave this out so we can top it off if needed. Does anybody save these? I know some people save them.
I think this is recycling this. Don't get it on the roof.
I'll recycle one at home because that way we're truly preserving and prospering. You got 3.
No, that one doesn't look as full, so.
Well, I think this one might be a little bit over. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I didn't check.
Yeah.
It seems to be.
I don't think that's gonna be a big difference, so I think that,
You think it's
I think
okay?
we're fine.
Yeah, we compared it to this one.
Let's pour a little bit in.
Good job.
Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so now we're going to, clean the jars up, wipe the rims. Is everything? Okay, so I'll put this back.
Well, this is the one with the extra cream.
I'm gonna throw away, do you think
Yeah, should we mark that one?
The markers are over there when you put your caps on.
Yeah, let's mark that is a,
Look at it, see,
it's a whole plus. There you go, C for cream.
If it was a cup.
doesn't have a lot of cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of it.
It's funny, that has to just be.
Damn, I will switch your places, sorry.
We got everything in there.
Skin especially, I would.
Yeah, we debubbled.
Okay, yeah, yeah, you got them, okay.
We'll push it.
I know, I
It's
have.
I had,
so
a-
much
I had a hard time.
Know how to work a
figuring out what to do with the cream.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a C for cream on this.
Okay, but this has got, okay, this is C plus then, because this has got the half and half or whatever that was.
This,
These are whole.
Maybe I'll have whipping cream.
Well,
correct, because I switched them because I grabbed that one from
Okay.
here.
So we want it,
Now, once all these process, we'll cover this, but we always wanna make sure we write our date on our jars, but we'll wait until they're processed.
oh,
So what's going to happen is when everyone comes to church tomorrow, just come into the kitchen because they're gonna have to sit here for 12 to 24 hours.
okay.
So we don't wanna be wrestling them around in the car, hot jars. So we'll just lay them on the counter, nobody will
Okay.
bother. And then when everybody comes to church in the morning, just come in and pick up your milk.
And just remember, the Sunday school people will be here with the coffee and the donuts, but we'll have it to the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so who wants to do the honors of putting that in the canner?
There's one more here, if you've got 3, 6, that'll be your 7.
Smaller out of there.
I didn't notice there. Keep them today.
I don't think so. Did we keep them from hitting each other?
Do it home. No, there isn't. That's interesting.
they're not tight against each other, but they do.
I think they'll be fine, just like, I think they'll be okay.
Is it okay if they touch each other?
Um,
I mean, you don't want to.
I
You don't
absolutely
want to
love these
complain.
canners. I took them home and played with them.
um,
Love these.
they kind of settle down when the water
They
kind
look
of
different
starts
than
pouring.
my sister.
Okay.
But they just.
Oh, I couldn't see that from where I was
I did
standing.
that too the first time.
But I was always taught like keeping them apart, but it's measured in.
Are we to the max? Are we still,
You're right at, right there, you're right at,
Okay, so we turn it on.
allowing for
we're
a
gonna
little
put the
bit
lid
of.
on, and then we're gonna hope that we don't blow any breakers.
Watch the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
So with these, typically you would have a typical enamel or even a stock pot. You can can in a stock pot too, as long as you put something at the bottom so that it's not sitting directly on the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
A towel, some sort of a rack of some sort.
Jar
The
runs.
water needs to come up over the jars by at least an inch.
But
At all
more is
times.
okay.
All
Okay.
times, the water has to cover the jars by
By
at
an
least
inch.
an inch,
Okay.
okay? So typically with anything an hour and a half, 2 hours, you typically will not have to refill your canner. When we get into the 3-hour water baths, you will definitely have to fill it, so you'll have to keep,
Checkpoint.
yeah, you'll have to keep some boiling water set and ready to go, because you don't wanna put cold water into a hot canner. So,
Okay.
but on these, I really enjoy these. These are really nice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on, and it's got the digital screen,
It's so much
and we're gonna go
big
all the way up to high. Does everybody see that? And then you're gonna hit next. And then it's going to take probably, I'm gonna say, probably 40 minutes to get it up to a rolling boil. And the milk takes an hour. So we're gonna set it for an hour and 40 minutes, and we're gonna keep an eye on it. And then as soon as it gets to a rolling boil, we'll adjust the temperature, or the time. And then we're gonna hit next, and that's all you can, and it's gonna be up to temperature, and you're good. We're gonna do the same thing over here. Does somebody else wanna do it?
You did a good job.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, yeah. All the way up to high,
No, we don't put it on auto.
no, and then you're gonna hit
So that's
next.
called a water canner?
This is an electric one
Electric water canner.
versus an enamel, just hot for the stove.
And then you're gonna hit that plus button up to one,
Lift it up.
do 140.
Yeah.
You can just hold it, it'll go.
Which we have the rack, that big black pot with the speckles,
Yeah.
and it's got the thing inside of it where you can lift it off with it.
Okay, and then hit next.
So even if you're doing pint jars,
That's it.
which are shorter, you're still gonna fill it all the way up to that top water level?
1 inch over.
Oh, just 1 inch.
So now would be a good
That
time if we wanted to have
Keep
some
that.
snacks.
Yeah, okay.
With this.
We can do so.
I know, my grandma's just rolling over.
And that's what it is. Fall off the edge.
Yeah,
Okay,
Next.
all right.
and you know, there's not an edge
And
on
then-
both sides.
That's
No,
what it
there's
is.
just one.
Oh.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
It's gotta be yours.
Yeah.
I'm on silent.
Okay. Good job. All right, and then next, again, I'll do 2, good.
I'll do 2 while I'm here.
Okay, all right,
It's getting fancy on us.
there you go. All right,
Okay, next.
Go ahead, I'm,
I'll let you go,
I'm
Mick.
ready on,
I'll film you.
okay.
Oh, the bottle fill?
No, the holder, lifter.
Oh,
They're gonna play this at your retirement.
now, anybody that has bursitis next week, we're sorry. In their elbow joint, there you go. Very good. All right, Mike, you wanna lift another one while you're at it? And then we'll switch the canners.
I want to hear him start popping.
Now,
I
how
heard
soon will
one
they start
pop
popping?
Did
already.
you?
Just as they cool?
Some
Yeah.
of them start right away and some of them wait.
2 inches.
That should work.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right,
These
and
have
then
got